Yes, I've been seeing some emojis. Please keep it coming. Let me know you are with me. Let's come together. So this is 3:04, 4 minutes after 3. So I want to suggest that we should wait till 3:08 or 3:10 for others to join. Or someone said we should start because of other engagements working with the time. Okay, thank you so much. Any person to second that motion? Is anybody down to second the motion? Okay, someone has seconded the motion from the charts. Wow, that's good. Okay, I think that's fine. This is 3:05. We can start. Thank you so much, guys. Nice to have you in this class. It's all about human resources analytics. It's all about human resources analytics. Please, if you can hear me, say hi. Hope you can hear me audibly.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Thank you so much. Just a quick introduction. I'm Abdullahi Okwayemi Falade. I'm a graduate of mathematical science from University of Ibadan. I obtained a master's degree at African Institute for Mathematical Science in Senegal, a fully funded scholarship. And I also have a master's degree in medical statistics at the University of Lagos. I've been in education space for more than 10 years, to be precise, 14 years. I've been a facilitator of operation research in CIPM. I've been a facilitator of operation research and business statistics in CIPM's professional body for more than 10 years as well. And I've also been a trainer of data analytics using Microsoft Excel and other data analysis tools for 6 years now. I've chosen to organize this program so that people can have a kind of overview and insights into what human resources analytics is all about and how that could add value into the workspace and to be able to make a right decision, to support the decision-making process. So the human resources analytics, now someone said you can't hear from my end. Is that general? Please, you can check your audio, check your mic, check your audio if you are not having any technical issue with that. I hope everybody can hear me. Please, if you can hear me, just say hi. Just type hi. Okay, that's good. That's nice. Okay, thank you. Thank you for chatting that hi. That's good. Please, let's meet ourselves so that we can have a kind of nice experience in this online class. So before now, human resource analytics is not a new thing to everyone. You've heard about human resource analytics. Either you read it online or you see people trying to discuss as some kind of skills that is required of human resource manager in this 21st century. And you can agree with me that being able to create insight from data is part of the skills that is required of any human resource manager, especially this era whereby we're moving towards the artificial intelligence revolution. Someone said he cannot hear anything. Is it from my side? Please check your mic. Others can hear me. Please try to check your mic from your hand. Others can hear me, please. Okay. Now back to the business, which is what I've been trying to explain, which is about the introduction. So this human resource analytics is something that I would like everybody to put into consideration whenever they are trying to make decisions in their organization. As human resources, don't have the mindset that, oh, my own is just to manage people. I don't want to have anything to do with figures. No, it is expected that you should be able to make decisions from numerical figures, from qualitative and quantitative data. So it will make you to be versatile and to be able to support critical situation that requires a kind of quantitative technique in solving problems. So let me try to share my screen with you, just for us to have a. So this is where I've started. I've started with what human resource, why do we need to take into consideration human resource management analytics? Sometimes people call it HR data analyst. So this is a curriculum that I designed from Abdolf Edu Consults Limited. I'm the founder of Abdolf Edu Consults Limited. It's an online-based company that is into data analytics training, tutoring service, and study abroad support. So this is an area analytics curriculum. And the first thing we have is whenever you want to go into HR analytics, it is expected for you to know what's the meaning. It could be theoretical, but you should know what it entails. So it entails you trying to analyze people data sets. You want to know who are the people, who are the set of people in your organization. What is their age range? Where are they from? Which region of the world? Which country are they from? What province? What is their qualification? What has been their background information? What they have been doing before? So you want to make decision about these people, their salary, and with this you'll be able to make an informed decision together with organization in managing this environment. So the human resource analytics encompasses people analytics, workforce, talent acquisition, recruitment process, onboarding. A lot of things is embedded in HR analytics. The reason why it looks so spectacular is because it requires some quantitative approach to decision making. And also you will agree with me that we have different HR metrics. In terms of talent acquisition, for people in talent acquisition, just like we have in every department of human resource management, when it comes to talent acquisition, you talk about the cost of recruitment, you talk about the effectiveness of your recruitment sources, you talk about your job offer acceptance rate, and some other metrics like that. And in terms of productivity for human resource metrics, you can have something like revenue per employee, the average length of service of people in your company, talking about the employee turnover, the employee attrition, and some other things like that, the work hour calculation for people that work for extra hours. How can you make a computation that will make your work faster so that by the time you are performing your payroll analysis, things will go faster. You won't spend a lot of hours, a lot of days trying to figure out if any figure is missing anywhere. So these are the things that is expected. And that is why having the knowledge of HR analytics becomes so important. Now, looking into this so-called HR analytics, you can't do anything without data. There is nothing you can do without data when it comes to analytics. So what are the sources by which we can get human resource data? You can get human resource data from the employee personal records, from the performance appraiser, from the payroll records, the employee engagement, from the employee satisfaction survey, and from this well-known HRIS, the Human Resources Information System. So you can export data from the back end and you can analyze this from the SAP, from Oracle database, from People Manager, from Workday, and some other software like that. So these are the sources by which you can even get sample data online for you to have a kind of insight about what is happening in other organizations, in other parts of the world, in your space. Are you into education? Are you into FMCG, fast moving consumer goods? Are you into technology, information technology? So whichever area you find yourself as an HR manager, you should be able to know the right data you need to be able to make decision. You should be able to know what are the salary range for any employee. Uh, it is so pathetic that these days in Africa, precisely in Nigeria, people use your last salary to determine your salary. You ask you what is your last pay, and this could be a kind of a red flag on the part of the for the company and on the part of the applicant. That so why you don't know my what? Does that mean you don't have the standard for this kind of role based on years of experience, based on the qualification, based on the skills, and based on the interview output or the results from the interview? So it's a kind of things we need to put into consideration as an HR manager. Now, in analyzing this HR data we are talking about, it is not expected you should be able to use high-performing data analytics tool like Python, like R programming language. It is expected at this level for every human resource manager to be able to use Microsoft Excel. That is why this is a kind of training that is put in place for everybody to be able to use Microsoft Excel to analyze human resource data. And as a result of this, in the Microsoft Excel, you should be able to know what is a worksheet, what is a workbook. There's a difference between a worksheet and a workbook. You should be able to know what is row, what is column, what is a cell in an Excel, in a Microsoft Excel. And also at the same time, you should be able to know what do we call an elder, what is field, what is elder in the data set. Furthermore, you should be able to know what is a quantitative and qualitative data. What does it mean? What are the examples of quantitative and qualitative data? And in this first step, one, you should be able to know how to enter data. Not every time you will have the data ready-made for you. As a human resource manager also, you should have data entry skills. You're having a new staff, you should be able to have a Google Sheet. You should be able to create a customized Google Sheet of your company that will have the necessary header, the name, the first name of the new staff during the onboarding process, the middle name, the last name, his age, the position he's holding, and a lot of information. So you should be able to have a kind of a Google Sheet that can perform this function. So that is the first step in the curriculum for HR analytics as designed at Abdov EduConsult. So after you have been able to understand this first step, you can now move on to the next step, which is step 2. You should be able to use in a Microsoft Excel the essential tabs and commands, which I will share with you now. So in my Excel sheet, you can see that you can see some commands. It's like I've collapse everything together. Yes, that's what I did. So if you are experiencing such a thing, this is how to do it. Just go to the top right corner. You can see ribbon display options. When you click on this, you have 3 options: auto hide ribbon, show tabs, and command. So I want everybody to be able to see different tabs and command that we have in Microsoft Excel. So when I click on it now, you can see that something display. So these are the tabs and the command in Microsoft Excel. We have the Home tab. Under the Home tab, you can see all the command. You can see the fonts, the alignment, the number, the styles. So it is expected of you as human resource manager, you should be able to use everything here. We have the inserts. Under the inserts, we have pivot table, recommended pivot. You should be able to use this for analysis. You might not necessarily need page layout, except if you want to print out. Another tab you need, the essential tabs, is formula. You should be able to use some simple formula like sum, like if function, like sum if. can't if. And also we have data tab, where you need to be able to use, how do you import data into Excel from external sources, either from the website or from your file or from other external sources. You should be able to do that as HR manager. Another thing you should know how to use is, how can you clean data? Data are always messy. How can you use text to column to clean your data? How can you use data validation for data entry? How can you remove duplicates? How can you use flash fill? How can you create an advanced filter? How can you group? How can you ungroup? How can you use some data analysis tool pack that will involve descriptive? So these are, can you see, we have data analysis tools. How can you perform histogram, descriptive statistics, exponential smoothing, so correlation, ANOVA. So you might not go deeply into this, but having a knowledge of a little of these things is required of you as an HR manager. And the next tab is, you should be able to use your view. How can you remove grids? If I uncheck this grids line now, you will discover that the grids line will be removed from this worksheet. And if I put it back, it will be reinstalled. So these are the essential tabs and command that is required of you to be able to use when you are trying to analyze data using Microsoft Excel. Please take note that in the next 5 minutes, we're going to rejoin due to the 40 minutes limits given by Zoom. The Zoom we are using is not a paid version. So it's in the next 5 minutes, we need to rejoin again for the continuation. But before that time, let me explain the third step expected of you in your data analytics journey. You need to be able to import data, clean data using all these essential tabs and commands I've just shown you. You should be able to use them. In fact, you need to be able to use developer. In developer, you can use macros. You can create a progress tracker of some projects in the company. Do you get us now? So you should be able to clean this data and kind of create a visualization from insert tab. How can you create a visualization using all these bar charts, 2D bar chart, 3D bar charts? How can you use a donut chart? The donut you eat, this is what we call a donut chart. You can see that donut, that round donut. You can create a donut chart, not only the usual pie chart. You can also create a 3D pie chart as well. So all these are essential skills you need as an HR manager if you want to have the knowledge of using HR analytics to support decision-making process in your company and to upskill your skills as well. Step 4, after you have been able to understand, at least to some extent, this step 1, 2, 3, you should be able to measure the HR metrics we have mentioned earlier. All these HR metrics, maybe in terms of talent acquisition, in terms of productivity, you should be able to use your Excel to measure them, to compute them accurately. So it is expected of you to be able to do that. Somewhere you might need to use formula. Your knowledge of using formulas, tabs, and command will help you to do that. Analyzing this data is not sufficient enough. You need to be able to report your data after you have created, let's say, let me show you something interesting. I created a dashboard. This is a dashboard I created from a particular data set. And it's a connected data, is an interactive dashboard in which if I click, in this company data, if I want to know what is the kind of insight I can have in terms of gender. For female, if I click on female, you can see a kind of automation. Every chart, it's going to do automatically. It shows me a kind of the birth month. It shows me the age analysis of women in that company. It shows me the number of people we have in each department. in terms of female, in production department, in sales, in finance. And if I want the same thing for male, it will automatically update himself as well. It's an interactive dashboard. And if I want everything to go back to normal, I will just click here and everything will go back to normal. So having this kind of dashboard is not enough. But how can you create maybe 2 or 3 paragraphs of a report, executive summary, which you can present in just 15 minutes to your director, to the CEO, and they'll say like, wow, you guys are doing a great job. We need to be on top of our game. This is what we need to do from this insight you have created with this dashboard. So these are the kind of things expected of an HR data analyst. You should be able to create a very captivating, a storytelling report, interpreting this media mode in a layman language. What does it mean if the average salary of every staff in the company is 150,000 naira? What does it mean? If the median salary is 250,000, what does it mean? Does it have anything to do with the productivity? Do we need to make any kind of promotion? Do we need to have a kind of incentive scheme? So all these are expected of an HR data analyst. And lastly, on your own, you can create a blog to let people know about your career as an human resource manager. And people will be ready to listen to you when you are given facts from reliable figures. When you are telling a captivating, a catchy story that can make people to make decisions, that can make people to know that, oh, this is what is happening in the world. This is what we need to do. This is my worth in my career path. These are the skills I need. What is the statistics of people that have this skill? What are the deficit area? What do I need to do? So you can be an human resource storyteller. Venture into different companies. What is happening there? Tell a story about it. Give recommendations. And you can also use your Pechakucha. I don't know whether you've heard about this before. A Pechakucha presentation. Your manager doesn't have luxury of time to listen to you. You should be able to create 20 slides, 20 seconds each, and tell your story within that time. So let's try as much as possible to reduce